Hi, Facebook friends and family. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, Tell Me Now TV. You guys know how much I appreciate it. I just want to take a quick moment and wish all the moms out there a happy Mother's Day. Now, let's get started. Okay, so on Friday, Christopher Darden, who is the defense attorney for Eric Holder, the guy that's accused of shooting and killing Nipsey Hussle, filed a motion with the courts to withdraw as the defense attorney, and the judge approved it. So what that means is that Christopher Darden no longer represents Eric Holder. And the reason that he gave for doing this is because ever since he took on this case, he and his family have received death threats. So now what this means for Eric Holder is that he has to be assigned a public defender. And as we all know, public defenders are not nearly as good as private defense attorneys. So Eric Holder's in a world of hurt right now. The other thing is that his preliminary hearing had to be reset for June 12th. Now, with the charges that he's facing, he is facing life in prison if convicted. He's still sitting in jail on a $5 million bail. Now, as far as Christopher Darden, he posted a comment to his Facebook page, and there's actually some really important points in there. But for him to be an educated man, I have no idea why he put it in one big old long block text. That's really hard to read. I mean, I don't know if the guy never heard of paragraphs, but instead of having you guys try to read through this, I'm going to read it to you so that we can kind of talk about it on the other side. You guys have been awfully good to me and my family. Thank you. I'm on my way to appear for the last time in People versus Holder. I filed a motion to withdraw from the case. I thought I should tell you, my friends, first and before anyone else. As for my reasons for withdrawing, I don't know whether I will disclose them later or not. I only know that as a lawyer, it is my duty to protect the rights of my clients, even in the face of threats or angry mobs. This is the silent, solemn oath we took as defense counsel. This is the legacy made for me and all of us who practice as defense counsel in the criminal courts. But allow me to say this. After centuries of a history of black men hung from trees without trial, or after the thousands of cases of black men tried, convicted, and executed without counsel, after Gideon versus Wainwright and Powell versus Alabama, I cannot understand why in 2019 some people would deny a black man his Sixth Amendment right to counsel of his choice, or why defending such a man should invite threats not only against me, but against my children too. The right to counsel is not only a constitutional right, it is a civil right as well. Just as they were in 1995, cowards never change. These days, these cowards don't send letters. Instead, they sit anonymously behind keyboards threatening a man's mother and children. And some folks think that's funny. It isn't, and I won't ever forget it. To those who use those threats to my children, please pay close attention so there is no misunderstanding later. F you. As for me, I continue to thrive. I continue to be loved. I continue to walk with kings, and I will continue my pursuit of fairness and justice on behalf of my clients and others charged with crimes. After 25 years, some of them still haven't learned. Their lies and threats will never deter me from my mission. Thank you again, my good friends. The struggle continues. Thank you. Now, when he first took on the case as defense attorney, his daughter started getting threatening messages as well. and she took to her Instagram, and Chris Darden can take a little something from his daughter. She wrote in paragraphs, which it makes it much easier to read, but this is what she had to say. So Chris Darden brings up a couple of good points that really got me thinking. So, I mean, everybody's entitled to a fair trial, right? And Black people, especially Black men, notoriously have not been treated right in the court of law. So Eric Holder has an opportunity, or had an opportunity, to have a good defense, and the public has taken that away from him. And I know it's because everybody loves Nipsey Hussle, but I don't know. I'm just really having a hard time with this, because I do feel like the man should have a fair shot at his trial, and I don't think that he's going to get it. And considering he's facing life in prison, he's 29 years old, he's facing life in prison, he should have the best representation possible. And yeah, there's a whole lot of internet bullies out there. I mean, we kind of see it in all different aspects of the news and pop culture and things like that. It rears up its ugly head more often than not, but someone's life is really at stake. So I'm really not feeling the whole, bully people until they back off kind of thing. When I heard that Christopher Darden's family had been threatened, I wondered immediately if the same thing would have happened if Johnny Cochran were still alive, and if he would have taken the Eric Holder case. Because think about this, Christopher Darden has had a black mark on him ever since the OJ trial, because he was on the prosecution side, and he wound up losing that case, where Johnny Cochran came out the superhero in certain communities because he was a Black man and he won a case for a Black man. So I don't know. My first gut is saying that if Johnny Cochran were alive and he would have taken Eric Holder on as a client, I really don't think there would have been the backlash that we're seeing now with Christopher Darden. I mean, Christopher Darden just can't win for losing, even though he's a brilliant attorney. He's just really having a hard time. The other thing I was thinking, like when I first heard that he took this case, I was like, why in the world would he want to take this case? So is he taking the case for altruistic reasons, that, every person deserves a fair trial? Or was he taking the case because it was high profile and this was his opportunity to get back in the spotlight? I don't know. And I would love to hear what you guys think. So if you drop down in the comments and let me know, what are your thoughts? Why do you think that Christopher Darden took the case? After the OJ trial, and now this situation, I'm wondering if Christopher Darden will take on any other high-profile cases. I mean, he's 0 for 2 in high-profile cases as it is, so I don't know. Also, what do you think about the public threatening his family? I mean, I'm just not with that at all. But I can see why some people would want to do it, even though I don't agree with it. I can see why people would want to do it. But I would love to hear what you have to say. So tell me, drop down in the comments, let me know, why do you think Christopher Darden took the case? Do you think that he would ever take another high-profile case? And what are your thoughts about the public bullying him to the point where he had to back out? Love to hear what you have to say. Please, before you click off the video, give the video a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you're so inclined, please hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day. Bye.